Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. I am talking about the new Pat McGrath Mothership VI Midnight Sun palette. So here's the beautiful packaging right here, and this is basically the packaging that we've become accustomed to, with this beautiful artwork on the sleeve, and it has this old-fashioned kind of legal envelope right here that I can't pull the string for, and it kind of loops around right here. And then we have the gold writing on the front, and it says Mothership VI, and it has the name Midnight Sun. It's an eyeshadow palette, and it is 10 shades, and each shade is 1.3 grams of product, okay? And as you know, these palettes retail for $125. Oh yes. Oh, mother pack. Oh gosh. Yes, she is in our pockets. Okay, so once you turn the packaging on the back, you have the ingredients of all the shadows right here in this beautiful gold metallic writing, and it's distributed by Pat McGrath Cosmetics out of New York, and it's also in London. Okay, and you can find this palette at patmcgrath.com right now, and it is available at Sephora and Sephora in stores at the moment. This palette did launch on September 6th, and let me tell you, it was maybe like 3 or 4 days prior to that, and there was a glitch in trim mode. One Instagram account reported that this palette was live and ready, and I was about to be mad because I was like, wait, I can't get my hands on it. But it was a glitch, and they honored the glitch. So a lot of people actually got their palettes pretty early, okay? But the palette officially wasn't available on Pat McGrath's website until September 6th, and then September 13th, about a week later, it was available inside Sephora and Sephora stores. I did pick up my palette from patmcgrath.com, and the shipping was normal. I didn't have any problems, but I felt like a tiny bit cheated. I'm gonna put a picture in here. I didn't have any of the pretty, like, tinsel. I was like, well, what happened? It was packaged well. I didn't have any problems. Nothing broke. But I was just like, Pat, where's the tinsel? Where's the sequins? That's part of the experience. I could order from Sephora to not get the tinsel. Although I will say that the tinsel can be a little bit annoying after a while. It's like, okay, this is pretty when I first open it, but what am I supposed to do with this? So this palette, like I said, retails for $125. Pat McGrath does offer some type of payment plan program, you know, like kind of similar to Afterpay. I can't remember. I think it's called Affirm on her website that she offers. So you can split up the payments and make it more affordable for you. But the palette is good for 18 months once you open it. And this is what the beautiful palette looks like. Once again, we have her hard black plastic encasing. Her logo is right here in hieroglyphics in the Pat McGrath Labs. And if I would just kind of go back, you might notice that this artwork looks familiar because it's the same artwork that she has for the Mothership V right here. It's just that this is purple, and there are a few differences. Like right up here, there is a rose crown, and the spikes are longer. Few subtle differences, okay? However, let's go ahead and open up this palette, and this is what it looks like. And it is so beautiful. I just really find that this color scheme is just so delightful and really different from things that I have actually in my collection. So normally right now I would swatch the palette, but I'm going to insert some swatches that I did from my Instagram and some pages because I'm really proud of these swatches. And Pat McGrath, she liked my picture on my Instagram account, and she wrote a comment. I was like, yes, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so excited. Like, she noticed my swatches and she liked the picture and wrote a comment. Now, don't even write down in the comments type, oh, that was probably her Instagram account handler. You know, that probably wasn't her. In my mind, it was her, okay? So don't come with me with that negativity, okay? I just don't need it. Thank you. I don't need it. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the swatches, and I have 5 looks for you in this video, and then at the end we'll wrap up with some final thoughts. So let's go ahead and jump into the swatches and then the looks. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Eyelid is primed using the Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the shade Butterscotch. Going to dip in with the shade Taboo, which is right here. Going ahead with my Wayne Goss number 16 brush. It's buffing that in the crease. And this color is very much a transition shade on my skin complexion. It does give a little bit of depth, as you can see. Like, you know, with Pat's mattes, they can get very dark really quickly and be like, what's going on? So I'm just blowing it in the crease, back and forth. And this shade is actually pretty much very close to my skin complexion, and I don't mind it because a lot of her mattes are just so dark, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with the shade called Vermilion Venom right here, taking that same brush, and I'm just gonna work this back into the crease. This is definitely a redder matte, more red brown, and I'm just gonna kind of stamp it to kind of just get it where I want that color to be, and then I'll go ahead and blend it out. And these mattes blend out so well. I'm just going back and forth, and I'm still using that same brush, back and forth in the crease. The shade just gave like this look, something effortlessly to blend up into. So now I'm going to change brushes. I'm going to go in with a smaller crease brush. This is my Sonia G crease brush, and I'm going to dip back in with that same shade, Vermilion Venom. And I'm just going to kind of build up the intensity and not fluff it out. Just building that up right there in that crease. I'm going back and forth. We have more pigment, and it's not blending all out because this brush is not as fluffy. And I just want to build it up just a little bit more because I just want it a little bit darker right in there. And that's just my personal preference. It's not like I don't feel like the shades aren't picking up. And I feel like I have a little glitter transfer into my mattes. Now going in with my Sonia G, this is the Builder Pro. I'm going to take up the shade Wicked Envy, which is this beautiful green color. I'm very excited to use this. I actually have not played with this shade since I've been testing out the palette. I'm just going to pack that, oh yes, that is so pretty, right into that outer V. And I just love how it just keeps the same tone. And I'm just going to kind of fuse it in with that matte shade that's in the outer V. And this does have quite a bit of sparkle in it. And then I'm actually going to bring this on my inner part of my lid right there. Bring it in up. There you go. I'm going to kind of bring it up just a little bit so the shade doesn't get lost. Bring it up in the crease, leaving a tiny little pocket open. And I have ever just the slightest fallout from the shade. Beautiful also. And it's another beautiful neutral shade. It's a cool tone. And I'm just going to like fuse that in the middle. Yep. Ooh, with that olive. Honey. And this is dry. Not wet. I'm just kind of blending that in, fusing that out. I wiped my brush off. Now I'm going in with a little Urban Decay All Nighter Primer Potion, going in with that shade Wicked Envy. And I'm just gonna, ooh, yep, it amps it up in the middle. In my inner corner, for inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go in with Skin Show Moon Glow. Which is, I love these little moon skin show colors. They're actually quite beautiful. Yep. Ooh, that just gave a super pop to the eye. And this is with my Sonia G pencil brush. And I'm gonna not bring it up too high like I usually do, even though I kind of started going there. Going in with a Sephora Pro's Precision smudger brush. Going in with the shade Wicked Envy, okay? And I'm just gonna tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna run that along the lash line. Actually, let me wet it. I did not put any primer right there, so I definitely want it to stick and not go all over the place. That, and I'm just gonna run it. Okay, and I'm gonna add some liner and lashes, and all right, here's the final look. So I love how this came out. It's so green and it's smoky, but it has a little bit of pizzazz and it's light in the inner corner. And then that Moon Show, Skin Show Moon Glow, it actually just fades in so nice with those green shades. I do have on my Kiss Ritzy lashes, and I line my upper lash line with the Perma gel liner, or this is actually the Black Dual Ended Marker by Pat McGrath. Going back in with the next eye, I took the same concealer, that is the Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Concealer in shade Butterscotch, and I'm gonna go back in with my Wayne number 16, picking up that shade Taboo, lay it down right here in the crease. And I'm going to recreate a look that I did the other day that I was super in love with. Just going to kind of outline the crease up towards the brow bone, really. And I just really love this shade. Like I said before, this shade is light. You get some pigment, but none of Pat's browns are literally like this light, except for maybe one of the Idols. Now I'm going in with that crease brush by Sonia G, going back with Vermilion Venom, which is right here. Lovely, lovely red brown shade. And I'm going to focus more with this and making it stand out more red this time. Reddish brown. And I'm going to kind of pull it upward into my crease. And then I'm going to feather that out into that first shade, which was Taboo. I just feel like this color is just so beautiful. And I'm just adding it in to build up to the intensity that I want to. And these mattes, like normally, with Pat McGrath mattes, I have noticed like when you have like an extra sticky primer down, like you might have to blend, but I'm not having that trouble. Like her mattes always blend out well, but sometimes because they're so pigmented, you gotta spend a little extra care blending out. But that does not seem to be the case today. Now I'm gonna go in with this beautiful shade, and this is called Extreme Dusk. I'm going to just take this on a Sonia G, and this is a Worker Pro brush. I'm just going to pick up a little bit, and I'm just going to place it kind of like where we have this space in this outer corner, and I'm going to have it meet with Vermilion Venom. Like all the names are so extra. Mother Pat. And I'm not gonna bring out, I don't want to bring it over too much. I just want to keep it like right there. Woo, that packed a punch. Okay. I knew that could happen. But you know what, we're gonna go with it. It's cute. It's cute. It works. So I'm just gonna kind of buff it out just a little bit because got a little extra pigment that I wasn't really planning for. Going back in, Crease Pro. Just gonna fuse the two together. No additional product. Not taking it up too high. Just keeping it right there so they meet and they're nice and cute together. I am going to go ahead and take a bit of glitter glue because when I use like the shades that are like 009 or 005, and these are one of the special shades, like they just apply a little bit better with glitter glue, and that's how you get like the full intensity. And if you want it to definitely last a long time, you put the glitter glue. So I'm using my NYX glitter glue, and this is a ColourPop E4 brush, and I'm just patting a little bit of glitter glue right here on my mobile lid. I'm not taking it over. I'm just keeping it right here. Going in with one of my little favorite brushes, this little Tarte synthetic brush. I'm going to pick up the shade called Blood Moon 005. There it is. It's gorgeous. And this shade can be a little tough the way it's made because it's just so glittery. If you just kind of chuck up a little bit and then pat your brush on, you'll get some, what's the name? So like when oh, if it focuses, there you go. See it. But when you put it on top of that glitter glue, you really gonna get the look you want. Now you can go off your fingers, and I've done that first, but I like to lay it on top of the glitter glue. Sometimes I wet it, and then I will go in a little bit with my finger. And I'm just patting because this shade is just so glittery. This shade, this 005 shade, it is very comparable to that rose gold shade in Mothership V. It is the same formula, okay? I'm gonna take my finger, just a little bit. See how it picks up on the finger? Come on, focus. Okay, this is how it picks up on the finger. And you see, like, ooh, it just, I'm not a big finger user, but right there made it worth it, because this shade is just, or you can probably use like the Sephora glitter liner and you will definitely get that effect. Now I wiped off my pencil brush. This is by Sonia G. I'm gonna go in with the shade Jubilee right here. And I'm just gonna kind of swirl it around and pick up a little bit. And I'm just gonna pop it right in here. And I'm gonna overlap it and fuse it in. And you can use glitter glue on this shade. This shade is smoother in consistency than the shade Blood Moon. So, you know, be careful, I would say, using the glitter glue, because it will just be like, and I'm stuck. So pretty. I'm gonna add my liner and my lash, and I'll be right back. And I'm gonna clean up a little bit of my fallout that I had. Okay, so here's a side-by-side comparison of both of the looks. I mean, I love how both of them look. This is very grungy and neutral, but it has some punch to it, and gold and olivey. And this is like, bam, I am here, I am bright, I am gold, I am giving you the sun. So I am really loving this. And you just have to kind of know how to play with the formulas. Once again, I have the Ritzy lashes on and same eyeliner down below. And I just think that both of the looks are beautiful. So let's go ahead and get into the next set of looks. Okay, let's go for look number 3. My eyelids primed. I started applying with a really wiped off Wayne Goss number 16 brush. Started applying Taboo. Realized, camera not recording. Luckily, the shutter kicks off very quickly, so I couldn't get very far without noticing. Okay, so just gonna set my crease up and right up here by the brow bone. Going in with my Wayne Goss, this is my Sonia Pro. This is the crease brush. Going in with the shade Extreme Dusk. And I'm going to go a little bit more smoky for this look. I'm going to pat it here on the outer V. It's pretty. And then I'm going to take no additional product, and I'm just going to work it up. Kind of wing it out first and then work it into that little skin fold area that I have an issue with sometimes. And blend it up. I'm going to take a little bit more Extreme Dusk and I'm going to place it right there in that area. I tend to always need more shadow right there because the way my eyelid folds. Now I can blend it. There we go. Now I'm just feathering out the edge right there so it's not so. And I do have a little bit in the inner corner, that's fine. And to make sure that blending is pretty straight right there. I do want to switch brushes. I'm going to go in with the Sonia G Blender Pro just to make, drop the brush of course, just to make sure that we are straight with the blending, because this is just such a great blending brush and we don't want to have our dark shade looking patchy. I'm going to pick up a little bit more because sometimes right there I need a tiny bit more. That's with that Blender Pro. Yep, there we go. It's just the way my eye be set up. Okay. And I'm leaving the most concentrated part right there on that outer corner. So it's super defined. I'm going to wipe that brush off very well and go back in with Taboo. That's that light matte shade, just taking a little buffing out that edge, just so it is smooth up at the top by the brow bone. Now going in with this beautiful creamy shade. This is Bronze Eclipse right here. I'm going to pick it up on my Sonia G, and this is a Builder Pro. Love this brush also. And I'm just going to sweep this across the lid, and it is not wet. Look, I love this formula. This is the same formula that's actually in Decadence. So pretty. There we go. Oh, look how pretty. This is a beautiful neutral look for somebody who is like I want to venture out, but I can't. Going in with my Builder Pro or Worker Pro, going back into Extreme Dust, where I just kind of covered up some of the outer V work. There we go. Just to make sure that it is blended. You can see that color. Now, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to go in with Astral Solstice right here. And I'm just going to tap some of that. It's so pretty, but I don't want it to fly everywhere. I'm gonna like spray my finger. Yeah, there we go. Literally spray my finger, Urban Decay setting spray. Man, that just made it so pretty and gave that shade just like an extra oomph. So it's like it was pretty without, and now it's a little extra. Let's do some lashes and liner up. Okay, got my lashes on, liner on, looking pretty cute. I am going to pick up the shade Wicked Envy right here. And actually I want Wicked Envy to pop a little bit more, so I'm going to spray it. Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Yeah. Now we see that it's like a little bit of green. And I'm probably going to take a little bold move. We'll see. Now you can leave the eye like this. It's definitely gorgeous like this. But I'm going to pick up a little bit of Blood Moon. And I'm going to put it right there. And my brush was still a little wet from having the primer potion. Or what is this called? Not primer potion. Primer potion is their eye primer. This is the All Nighter Setting Spray with Wicked Envy. And here you go. Ritzy lashes again. And this is the look. Okay, let's get to look number 4. I'm re-primed, going in Wayne Goss, of course, number 16. I am going to start off with Vermilion Venom. I know, the darker matte shade. Just going to take a little bit of that. I'm just going to kind of roll it in the crease and then blend it out. There we go. And now blend it out. And that way we get like a little softer application. Now taking my Sonia G, this is the Crease Pro. I'm going to go in with the shade Extreme Dusk right here. Tap off the excess and I'm going to blend it upwards to here like we did the last look. That way this makes the eye look a little bit more open. This shade blends out so pretty. It's very smoky, but okay, going back in with a little bit more. tapping off. Just going to intensify that crease. Blending back and forward, kind of dragging it into that inner corner right there, but not putting it on the lid. Just that outer inner area. So I'm gonna keep this open right here because I'm a little bit undecided about what I wanted to do. I was trying to debate if I should put the dusk shade here or the green shade, but I took my Sephora, my Sonia G, excuse me, and this is the Builder Pro, and now I'm gonna go in with Skin Show Moon Glow, and I'm gonna put this all over my inner corner, tapping it off the excess into the lid, and I'm going to figure out what I want to do with that area. And I'm just going to press this on my lid, and I'm going to fill in that whole area that we left blank. And I'm going to bring it over, smooth it out right there. With my Sephora Pro glitter liner, I have picked up Astral Solstice, and I'm going to wet it. And now I'm going to pack this all over this part of the lid, right here. And I didn't use any glitter glue for this. I'm just packing it on. It's wet, and it's on top of the Skin Show shade. Whew, that's those two together. It's pretty. So I'm just going back in with Astral Solstice. So pretty. Of course, I have a tiny bit of fallout. That's the only problem with dealing with these shades. Now I'm just gonna wipe the liner off with a glitter applicator, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Jubilee. And I'm just going to pick it up on that same Sephora applicator, tapping it off, and I'm just going to press some right here. Ooh, the combination together is like, okay. Now, picking up that, I don't know why I keep saying Sephora, this Sonia G, and this is the Worker Pro, going in with right here, Wicked Venom, I want to say, Wicked Envy, there we go. Pick up a little of that green shade, and I'm just gonna kind of fuse it in the corner where we have the dusk shade. And I'm just gonna kind of outline right here. Ooh, yes, that made it cute. I just turned the brush on the edge. Yeah, outlined it. I'm gonna keep it up. Ooh, bring it up, yeah. And let it meet in the corner. That brought something cute to the look. Then I'm just going to and then just turn on the corner, bringing it over. Okay, now we're gonna do some lashes and liner. I think my light is so bright. I'm gonna turn it down so you can see when I come back. I'm gonna do some lashes and a little bit of liner, and you'll be able to see the final. Okay, I'm back once again. Started doing stuff and camera wasn't filming. Clearly, I haven't filmed in a minute because I can't get my life together to press record. So I just took with my Sephora Smudger Pro brush, I just took a little bit of Extreme Dusk, and now I'm taking a little bit of Wicked Envy, and I'm just gonna dab it under my eye like so. And this is the look. I love this. Which one do I like better? I think I like this one better. It's cool. It has the dark and it has the green little pop, the silver with the gold. I love this one too though, but I'm really digging this one. So here you go. Okay, eyelids are reprimed. Let's go ahead with the fifth and final look. I'm going to dip back into the palette, of course, using my Wayne number 16, and I am going to go in with the shade Taboo, which I have basically used for all my looks for the most part. I'm going to lay this down in the crease. Now we have the first shade down. I'm going in with the shade Vermilion Venom right here. And I want this shade to be really intense. So I am going to pack, and pack on. And then I will blend out. This shade is so pretty. It can get very deep, but it's nice that it's not like quite brown. And just blending that out, making sure it is fused, because you know the concealer was pretty wet. Beginning, dragging it out this way. Ooh, that is smoky. Now going in with this little eyeshadow brush from Sephora. This is a Sephora magnetic eyeshadow brush. Going in with Extreme Dusk and that flat shader brush, tapping off the excess, pressing onto my lid. Making sure that I don't leave any spaces, getting down by the eyelash, and then filling in right there. And I'm not bringing this up too high because this transition is already dark. We're good. Okay, so it's to my liking now. So this would be like a bomb smoky eye. Boom, there's a look. Technically, I've done like 6 looks. Okay, there's a look for real. Going in with my favorite little Tarte brush that's synthetic. It's time to use Blitz Violet. We have not touched the shade. Now you guys are like, come on girl, when you gonna touch it? When you gonna touch it? So I already used some Mefron mixing medium in it. So like the way I like to do these shades, I like to take my brush and swirl, because this is kind of like a gel formula, okay? So I see I got it right here on the brush. There's what it looks like. I am going to wet this with my Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray, or you can use like a mixing medium. And can we do the Pat McGrath thing? Okay, that was so dramatic, but I am going to pack that all over my lid. Just gonna swirl my brush around, pack it some more. This shade is beautiful. Lightly feather it up. So pretty. I mean, can you even? Can you even? Boom, ew, cute. Sorry, I'm really animated, y'all. And I'm just gonna feather that up in there so the sparkles go up. This is pretty. And with this smoky red brown, it just makes it like even better. And I'm just picking up some more. The microfine glitters in this are amazing. You can't tell me that that's not pretty. Now, going in with a pencil brush, I'm going to take Skin Show Moon Glow. I'm going to tap off the excess. I'm going to put that right in here. It gives it a little bit of light. But now I'm going to take a little bit more of the Blitz Violet, because we have a lighter base, and run that over the area where it's a little bit lighter, so it's like a little lighter gradient. Okay, now with this, I think we definitely need to go on the bottom. Taking the dusk and the vermilion. Unfortunately, I don't have any type of primer down here, so I don't know. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of the outside area right in there. Okay, so this is the final look, and I just think it is so pretty. So as you can see, I played with practically every shade in here. The only shade that I didn't use too much was probably the shade Jubilee, which was this gold shade in here. So I know with this palette, a lot of people have been saying that, oh, it's not their favorite, they're really not digging it, and they're not digging the special shades right here. But we have to kind of remember that Pat has 2 sets of special shades, okay? And you can kind of look at it on the name card right here. So anything that has like 005, that is a special shade. Blitz shades are special shades, meaning that Blitz formula, like you see in Mothership 5, where you have Blitz Flame. This is the Blitz Orchid. And then you have kind of like these diamond crushed shades. So like the Solstice shades are definitely a special shade. And then Jubilee. So I don't feel like this is a bad curated palette. I think people were just kind of expecting more. And I think like people were really expecting like Mothership 5. Mothership 5 was very warm. Very warm palette across the board except for one shadow. The only thing is I love Mothership 5. Mothership 5 is literally my favorite. So I pulled out Mothership 5 so you can see. And I love the artwork on both of these. This is like hands down my favorite artwork with the Mothership 5 and the Mothership 6. So this is Mothership 5. So as you can see, we have like a rose gold 005 here. As you can see, I have been using this palette, okay? And then we have our Blitz Flame here. Then we have our 2 Astral shades. So in the Mothership 5, this is Astral Lunar Gold right here. But the thing is, it has a beautiful duochrome. This one also has a duochrome shift to it. And that is the, that's VR Fire Opal. So I don't think that these special shades are duds. I think they're just different, and I think they're more closely related to Mothership 2. So, but if I was just to speak about Mothership 5, I love Mothership 5, but this shade for me is kind of like, eh. I don't really care for the formula at all, and this is the same formula. These 2 shades are the same formula. So I'm like, eh. But these speak so much volume for itself, and I love the Extreme Aubergine, I love this Skin Show shade, and I love these 2 mattes. This one, this is a smoky palette too. So when it comes to the Mothership 6, I'm really appreciative of that shade Taboo, because like everything is so smoky sometimes. And especially if I'm using like Mothership 2, which I think that Mothership 6 is the most closely related to. Keep in mind, I don't have Mothership 1, which has that Blitz Blue in there. I am going to pick that up. That's on my wish list, okay? I'm going to wait till sale comes. I'm going to get Mothership 1. So I feel like Mothership 2 is probably the closest to Mothership 6. This palette is pretty neutral. The only difference is this shade is, this is a 005 shade also. That is Bronze 005. Then we have this Blitz Emerald shade. And then we have this beautiful, now this is a beautiful duochrome shade. And I think everybody is just like really like just mad that we don't have duochromes in this palette. And then we have this, this Astral Ghost Orchid. And I don't like Astral Ghost Orchid. Like this shade actually appears in Mothership 2 and Mothership 6, and I don't like this shade at all. So I'm really happy to say this formula on this Astral Lunar is very tightly packed. Now Mothership 6 is very tightly packed, but it's actually, it's not, I don't know, it's just more opulent as far as the formulation, and I really enjoy this Astral Moon Versus. I think this is the prettiest silver I've ever seen. It's like a white gold silver, which I think is just so pretty, and it has a lot of pearl reflex to it, which is beautiful, okay? Because like I said, I don't like it. Not to mention, Mothership 2 is very neutral if you were to look at it, because you have like these rosy tones. Now this formula right here is more of like the Decadence formula, which is the formula that's found also in this Mothership 6 when we're talking about the green with Envy colors right here. But I really just appreciate the shade Taboo right here, because literally if I use Mothership 2 and I'm like trying to just use some of the pinkier tones in there, I literally have to take a crease color from someplace else, because if I go in with that brown in there, the look is going to be dark, okay? So I feel like with this one, you have a couple options where you can kind of go in light. You definitely have some taupes that are beautiful, and you have a green that's beautiful. The skin show color is beautiful, where you could definitely do some everyday looks and come out pretty light. And this shade, you remember, you can take it dark, as you see how I took it very dark in this look, or you can really just make it lighter, depending on how much you pack on and how much you blend out. So I think that's beautiful. I love the shade Blood Moon. I think it is so pretty. My lights are so bright. I just really think it all pretty. I think that this one is pretty, but I think this is probably not my favorite. And I love this this Blitz Violet. I think a lot of people are just kind of thrown off with the violet, and they like the violet, but then they're like, these are not duochromes. And I mean, I get it, because like Pat McGrath, you're certain stuff, but I don't feel like these are not her special shades. I feel like this is just different curation for this particular palette, which is okay, because if we look at Mothership 2, we just have that one duochrome shade. So we're used to some duochromes, but we have that one duochrome shade, and this one just doesn't happen to be it. Now, I will say that even though this is violet, we have kind of seen a lot of blue, purpley shifts from Pat McGrath. You know, we definitely get golds, but what brand doesn't put a gold in their palette at this time? So we can't really like knock her for that, you know. I love that this is extreme dusk and not black, because we have extreme black in the other palettes. I love how Mothership V doesn't have that. So I think overall, I think this is a beautiful palette. I am really thrilled with it. I think that right now, this is probably like, I think Mothership V is probably still my favorite. This might be my second favorite, and that's putting this over Decadence. So overall, I just think that this palette is beautiful. You're going to have to just make sure you be cautious about the brushes that you use when you use this palette. Like, you might need a little glitter glue, as you saw me see with this shade, to get your maximum potential out of there. You need to go in with a scratchy brush, and you need to be able to kind of flick up the shades, wet it, and you can spread it out with your finger. I like to do the glitter glue, lay it down with a brush, as you saw, and then go over my finger. I think you get maximum pigmentation. This one is definitely going to be pretty if you use a glitter glue. This the Blitz shades don't usually need a glitter glue. You can usually be okay if you just wet it. Now, some people are like, $125. I don't have to do this manipulation, but you have to realize, like, these are specialty palettes. Like, Pat is a makeup artist, okay? So she's going to be working with a lot of different mediums, a lot of different textures. She's bringing you something that's unique, you know? This is not going to always be your run-of-the-mill, shimmer, foil shadow thing, because obviously, like, you can't get shine like this in majority of the shadows that are just out there on the market unless you're using like a liquid glitter. You're not going to get it. So I just really enjoyed the versatility of the palette. I really love how this went over the Skin Show shade. I love how this went over this. I mean, you just have a lot of kind of options, and I think it's kind of cool that the palette is cool and warm tone, and it's a little grungy in nature, and I appreciate it, and I think it brings just something different to the collection. So those are my final thoughts on it. I hope you guys like the looks. Let me know down below what you guys think about it, and I will be sure to respond back. As you know, I will have another video coming for you very, very soon, so hit the notification bell so you know when another video is out. And please subscribe to my channel, because you know I would love to have you here in my makeup family, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Bye.